Hi there, my name is Edimar. This is Sport Level 3. This is Uni 1, Anatomy and Physiology. I will talk about, skeleton system. First of all, I will talk about, the function of the skeleton system. We have movement. What is it? Movement. We can walk, run, dance, jump, do like many things we want to do with our body. So that's called movement because our skeleton allow us to move. Then we have support. What is support? I think like, for example, our muscles, for example, it's supported by our skeleton. That's the support. Then we have got protection. What is protection, man? For example, I have my brain inside. Is it like protected by our skull? Yeah. Or call it cranium. That's protection. And we have storage and production. It's like our bone protect storage and product like minerals, red blood cells and stuff like that to grow up and to become stronger. I will carry on to tell you like to label our skeleton system, talking about like the 21 bones that we have, the main one. So we start with like cranium, the first one, protect our brain, like I said before. Then we have mandible, that's our words here before. This is our mandible. Then we have clavicle, this one here, like we used to call like collarbone. We have scapula, you can't see it, but is it at the back? This bone here, this one is called scapula. Then we have sternum. This is a protection bone, protect like our heart and lunges as well. We have a rib cage. This rings our ribs. Rib cage protect, our lunges and heart is inside. Then we have humerus, is it the biggest bone on our arm. Then we have radius, the biggest bone comparing to ulna. Then you have carpals in our hand, metacarpals. This metacarpal is like the mid, starting with M, mid, metacarpals. And then we have phalanges. We have got two phalanges. Is it one here and the other one is it here on your feet, on your toes. Then we have is it helium right here. This is helium. And we got pubis right here, pubis. Then we got ischium, this two one, like something like a ring, but it's not a ring, it's ischium. Then we have got femur, the biggest bone on the body. Then we have got patella, it's like a bone, circular bone, but it's not here, but its position is over here, patella. Then we have got fibula, it's, as you see, like the skinny one. Then we have got tibia, the biggest one, comparing to fibula. Then we have got tarsals, as you see, for example, this is carpals, and here we got tarsals. Then metatarsals as well. Metatarsals, and this is phalanges, like I said before. Right, I think it's all. This is not all. I didn't talk about the vertebral column. It's like composed like by 5 components that we call the first one is our cervical. Is it I've got like about 7 bones exactly. Then we have got thoracic, have 12 bones. Then we have lumbar with 5 bones. And then we have got sacrum with 5 bones as well. And then the last one is coccyx with 4 bones. Well, I'll talk about the 21 bones that we have, the main one. Then I'm going to talk about the axial and appendicular. Axial means like axial bones are bones that protect our vital organs. Like for example, our brain, as you see, the blue one is like our axial bones. That brain protects our brain. Cranium protect our brain. Then we have got a vertebral column that protects our spinal cord. Then we have got the rib cage, or called rib only, protects our lunges, and I can say heart as well. Then we have got pelvis, and just then we have got appendicular bones that stand for movement and support. For example, as you see in the picture, the red are the appendicular bones. I've got, for example, these bones like allow our body to move, and for example to support our muscles. For example, as you see the humerus, we can move our humerus, like for example doing like abduction and adduction. We can like in our legs, we can walk with it, as you see. Then I will talk about the different types of bone. There are 5 actually in total. We have flat bones. Flat bone, for example, it could be, this is a flat bone, our cranium. Then we have got sternum as a flat bone as well. Then we have got irregular bones, that it is, as you see, a vertebral column and our pelvis as well. They are 2 irregular, as you see, it's not the same. Then we have got sesamoid bone. Is it the only one I can identify here? Is it like the patella? We have got here, as you see on this picture, this is patella, the white one. Is a sesamoid bone. Then we have got short bones. As you see, it's like short bones. Is it carpals, short bones, and tarsals, short bones. Then we have got the last one, is it the long bone. As you see, these are called long bones. That's all the long bones you have. Well guys, I will introduce now joint. Joint is like a point in the body where 2 or more bones met. Well, we have got like 3 main joints. They are the fixed. We can find it on the cranium. I can tell, and the fixed mean like doesn't move. So fixed joints doesn't allow movement. For example, on the cranium, you can't even move your cranium. If you can try it for many times, I can tell you can't move it. We have got the slightly movable joints. They are like the cartilaginous, on the vertebral column. We can find it that allow like very limited movement. There are more movement on the bones, between bones. For example, on the vertebral column, we just can do about 2 or 3 types of movement. It's just rotations, like extension and flexion. That's it. Then we have got the synovial joints. These are more complex. They are more more complex. There are about 6. You have got the hinge. The hinge joint, we can find it on the hip and shoulders. For example, the synovial joints, like I can say like the freely movable joint, because they allow us to do like every kind of movement that we can perform. We have got the hinge one, ball and socket. We can find hinge on the knee and wrist. Ball and socket, we can find it on the hip and shoulder. Then we have got the pivot joint. We can find it on the neck. We can perform like the movement like rotation, up, down. Then we have got the condyloid joint. We can find it like on the wrist. Then we have got a saddle joint. We can find it like on the thumb or ankles. Then we have got the last one, the glenoid joint. We can find it here on the carpals and tarsals. Well guys, this is all what I have for this unit, so see you next.